1 Sierra Lima Delta, IK1SLD, in Casale Monferrato, Italy, operated by Claudio Ariotti. Thanks for helping us out today, Claudio.
Thank you, Brian.
With us, we also have John S., AG9D, who provides the audio on the Echolink and IRLP systems. This contact will be broadcast to amateur radios around the world. Thanks for helping out with us today, John. We have about 4 minutes until contact time. Our contact for today is with Expedition 47 astronaut Jeff Williams, KD5 TBQ, who will be operating OR4 ISS on board the International Space Station. Jeff will be talking with students at the Peoria Riverfront Museum in Peoria, Illinois, USA. The ARIS mentor for this contact is Charlie Safana, AJ9N. We'll ask right now Renee Kerrigan to please briefly tell us all about the Peoria Riverfront Museum and the youth who are taking part today. Go ahead, Renee.
Thank you. The Peoria Riverfront Museum is a multidisciplinary museum in Peoria, Illinois. We teach about science, art, history, and achievement. We have a planetarium here that we teach all about astronomy, so we're pretty excited for the call today. The youth that's taking part in the call are all youth that have participated in the Space to Ground Club that was put on by the Peoria Amateur Radio Club and the U of I 4-H Extension and the Peoria Riverfront Museum. So they've been learning about science and what's happening up on the International Space Station for the past couple of weeks, and they're all pretty excited about the call today.
Fantastic, and it sounds like a great program going on there, and thanks to you for all your work. Claudio, just before the contact begins here in about the next 2.5 minutes, would you tell us a little bit about IK1SLD, your ham radio station, where you are, and how you'd like to handle the conversation?
West of Italy, in Casale Monferrato, in the local airport, and 100 kilometers from Turin and Milan. When T minus 30 seconds, I'll go to call the astronaut and ISS commander Jeff Williams aboard the ISS, operating today, as you say, with Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra call sign. And as soon as the signal will be loud and clear, I will invite the student to start with first question. For the students, please don't forget to say over, because this is a very important thing to coordinate the conversation between us and the astronaut. Now I can see the ISS approaching to Europe, and we have 1 minute 4 seconds from now. And the microphone back to you again, Brian.
Thanks so much, Claudio. And Renee and everybody in the museum, I'm not sure if you've got the live feed coming from Claudio's ham station in Italy. I'm looking at a website right now, and if you've got that one up and running, you'll be able to see it. Claudio, just to let you know that we can see you loud and clear through your video feed today. Maybe if you can give us a quick wave.
Okay.
Excellent. Congratulations. We can see you loud and clear. Just as we're about to turn it over to Claudio, we want to remind everybody that what we're doing on the International Space Station today really is an experiment, even though we've done it hundreds and hundreds of times. But we can never really tell the results, either positive or negative, until this experiment is over. Good luck to everybody today. Like Claudio said, to our students, don't forget to say over. The station should be coming up over Italy pretty quickly, so Claudio, it's all yours. Good luck to everybody involved.
Okay, Brian, we have the acquisition of signal now, so I'm calling. Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra, this is Claudio operating India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta Telebridge ground station, calling for an scheduled ARIS contact. Do you copy, Jeff? Over.
India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta, this is Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra. I have you loud and clear, over.
Okay, beautiful. Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra IK1SLD. Good night, Jeff. Waiting to have your signal loud and clear today. We are acting from Italy as a Telebridge station for Peoria Riverfront Museum in Peoria, Illinois, USA. Are you ready for the first question, Jeff? Over.
I am ready for the first question, and thank you for serving as the Telebridge. Over.
Okay, go ahead, Luke.
Luke, what happens when you sneeze in space? Over.
When you sneeze in space, it's really not that much different than sneezing on the ground. Of course, if you're not hanging on to something, you might end up tumbling through the space station. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
This is Lily. What do you miss from space most? What do you miss from Earth most while you're in space? Over.
Well, Lily, of course, what I miss the most is my family. But I also miss things like fresh food, I miss quiet, I miss the smells of Earth, and all of the things that we often take for granted on Earth. Over.
This is Andy. How do plants act differently in space than on Earth? Over.
Good question, Andy. We've grown quite a few plants up here in the time that I've been here in different places. Plants grow largely the same, except they don't grow up because there is no up here. So they will grow toward whatever light is directed on them. Over.
From space, what area looks best on Earth? Over.
Oh, there are many areas that are beautiful on Earth. The geography, the coral reefs, glaciers, weather patterns. So there's an endless variety of things that look just absolutely beautiful and just awesome from on the Earth from here. Over.
Andrew, what do you do for fun while on the ISS? Over.
Andrew, I spend most of my free time in the window taking pictures of the Earth, trying to photograph or videotape all of those things that I started to describe in the last question. Over.
This is Zane. Is it true that your spine grows abnormally in space? Over.
Well, I wouldn't say that your spine grows, but the vertebrae in your spine do stretch out because they're not compressed with our body weight like they are on Earth with gravity. So they stretch out, and all of us grow a little over an inch on average. Over.
This is Anish. Would you prefer to go on a spacewalk or to go for a walk on Earth with gravity? Over.
Well, to be honest, after being up here for months at a time, I look forward to walking on Earth, especially with my family. But we also have a spacewalk coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to that. A spacewalk is one of the highlights of spaceflight. Over.
This is Diamond. What is the first thing you would eat when you return to Earth? Over.
My wife is a great cook, so I will eat whatever she wants to prepare for me, and that would be the best thing that to have. Fresh fruits and vegetables, obviously, we don't get up here very often, so something fresh would be good. Over.
This is Paul. What will you be doing today after you're done talking with us? Over.
Well, right now, this is the end of our workday, so I'm actually in my evening time. I've got halfway through dinner. I took a break to come talk to you, so I'll finish out dinner and go to sleep here pretty soon, and then wake up for another workday tomorrow. Over.
Ethan, which current science experiment on the ISS interests you the most? Over.
We have many current science experiments that are very interesting. Some of them are studying the human body and the effects of the human body in the weightless environment and other aspects of space. We also have some rodents on board. That's a very interesting experiment. And the third one I'll mention is heart cells. We have heart cells on board, and they actually beat like a heart. Each of the cells beat. Over.
This is Ellen. What is the most difficult job you do on the ISS? Over.
Probably the most challenging thing we do physically and mentally is a spacewalk, but it's also, as I said earlier, one of the most rewarding things we do, and we're looking forward to doing one, and it's just a few weeks. Over.
This is Amanda. How many sunsets do you see in a day? Over.
Amanda, if we're in the window, we can see 16 sunsets and 16 sunrises in a day. We orbit the Earth every 90 minutes, or 16 times a day. Over.
This is Arjun, and what was the most difficult part of adjusting to weightlessness? Over.
Well, there was really no difficult part for me. Some people get sick. It's sort of like a motion sickness for the first day or two, and then they get over it. And then of course, you adjust to working in a weightless environment, but that doesn't take more than a few weeks at the most. But it wasn't a difficult adjustment for me. Over.
This is Morella. Where do you see human spaceflight in 50 years? Over.
In 50 years, it's hard to say, but I expect that we will have people on the moon. That's my personal guess. We probably won't be to Mars yet, but we will be working toward Mars even in 50 years.
Christian, do you have trouble running into things while moving about the ISS? Over.
Oh, it's very important to get coordinated. That's part of the acclimation of weightlessness on board, or you will run into things all the time. But after some days and weeks on board, everybody gets used to moving around in weightlessness, so they're not unintentionally running into things and perhaps breaking things. Over.
Well, Colonel Williams, those were all the questions our student had prepared for you. But everyone here at the Peoria Riverfront Museum just wants to say thank you so much for giving us part of your time on the International Space Station. We know how busy you are, and we really appreciate the chance to talk to you. And we hope you send along our well wishes to the entire crew.
I'll do that. It was great talking to you all today. Thank you for what you're doing to stimulate learning in all of the different disciplines that you're studying. Thank you very much. Good. This is Oscar Romeo 4 in Sierra out.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta out from Casale, Italy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just shared a moment of history. Amateur radio station IK1SLD in Casale, Monferrato, operated by Claudio Ariotti. IK1SLD and his team contacted Expedition 47 astronaut Jeff Williams, KD5 TBQ, aboard the International Space Station, taking time out of his dinner.